my boyfriend's native language in secret. Nobody knew. Not my roommate, not my best friend, not even my mom who calls me every Sunday and somehow always finds out everything. I kept this one locked away for 6 months. No hints, no slip-ups, no drunk confessions at brunch, just me, my headphones, and a secret I was terrified would either make him cry happy tears or make him think I was insane. It started the summer before, when I flew out to Bordeaux to meet his family for the first time. I knew going in that it would be a language barrier situation. My boyfriend had warned me. His parents speak almost no English, his aunts and cousins are hit or miss, and his grandmother speaks exactly 0 words of it and has no interest in changing that. He said not to worry, that he'd translate everything, that his family was warm and welcoming, and they were warm, genuinely. But warm doesn't fix the feeling of sitting at a table for 4 hours watching everyone you want to impress talk and laugh and tell stories you can't access. His grandmother kept reaching across and touching my hand and saying things directly to me, and I'd look at my boyfriend to translate, and by the time he did, the moment was already gone. His cousins would crack a joke and the whole table would lose it, and I'd laugh a half second too late after he whispered the punchline, which isn't the same as laughing with someone. It's just mimicking the shape of it. I smiled so much that weekend my face hurt. Not fake smiling. I was genuinely happy to be there. But there's a specific exhaustion that comes from being the only person in a room who can't fully participate, and I felt it deep in my chest the whole trip. On the flight home, I made a decision. I didn't announce it to anyone. I just downloaded Duolingo in the airport and started the Portuguese course while I waited to board. The first few weeks were humbling. I'd done Spanish in high school, so the bones were familiar. But Portuguese has sounds my mouth kept fighting. I'd sit at my kitchen table before work with my coffee going cold, repeating the same word 15 times, getting it right on the 16th and forgetting it by afternoon. Progress felt invisible for a long time, but I didn't stop. I found a tutor who had grown up in Lisbon, and we met twice a week over video call. I switched my phone to Portuguese. I listened to Portuguese radio on my commute. I rewatched his favorite childhood cartoon with Portuguese subtitles and started picking up phrases that made him laugh when I used them, before I realized I'd learned them from a kid's show. By month 4, I was dreaming in Portuguese. Not fluent dreams, fragments. Enough to wake up disoriented for a second, which felt like proof that something was actually changing in my brain. I almost told him so many times. We'd be on the phone and he'd say something to his roommate in Portuguese thinking I wouldn't catch it, and I'd catch it and press my lips together. Once I understood a full sentence, he said to his mom on speaker, and I turned away from my camera and mouthed the words back to myself just to feel them. It took everything I had. The plan was to save it for the trip. We had flights booked to Porto in April. I was going to greet his mom in Portuguese when she called to ask if we'd landed. I had the whole scene staged in my head. I'd practiced it. I almost made it. 3 weeks before the flight, we were on a video call after work. Normal Tuesday night. He was eating leftovers from a container, and I was half doing my nails and half just watching him. And it was exactly the kind of boring domestic comfort I'd built my whole life around without noticing. Then his phone buzzed. His mom. He said, "Hold on," and switched over, but didn't close the laptop so I could hear everything. I heard her ask in Portuguese whether I was still coming, whether the trip was still happening. She said my name and then a full sentence I understood completely. And I just answered her. Not on purpose, not as the reveal. It came out the way things come out when your brain stops running them through a filter first. Sim, mal posso esperar. Yes, I can't wait. The apartment went silent. He came back into frame slowly, staring at me like someone had just told him a fact about the world that rearranged everything he thought he knew. Did you just answer my mom in Portuguese? Not even a question. Flat, stunned. I started crying before I could explain anything. 6 months of secret, and it came out like this. Half-polished nails, Tuesday night, both of us exhausted. I tried to tell him about the tutor and the cartoon and the dreaming and the dinner table in Porto and his grandmother's hand on mine, and how badly I didn't want to be someone he had to translate the world for. He didn't say anything for a long time, then he said he needed to call me back. I sat there for 7 minutes convinced I'd somehow made it weird, that I'd overstepped, that there's a version of this that's too much and I'd hit it. He called back and proposed.